So there are now a total of 8 Thailand stocks that you can actually buy just like any other normal stocks in the Singapore market, and they are listed on the SGX. How do you do it? Well, you can buy what we call the SDR, Singapore Depository Receipts. And in this video, I'm going to share with you guys 3 Thailand stocks that perhaps you could put in your watch list. They have came into our watch list in partnership with SGX. I'm going to share a little bit more on SDR and how anyone can actually buy some of those Thailand stocks. So before I share with you the top 3 out of these entire 8 Thailand stocks that are listed on the SGX as SDR, Singapore Depository Receipts, right? Let me just quickly share with you what are these 8 Thailand stocks first. So very quickly, you can see right over here, the first one would be Airport of Thailand, which manages and operates the airports in Thailand. The next one would be PTT Exploration and Production. This is a leading oil and gas exploration and production company in Thailand. Next one would be CPO right over here. It operates the 7-Eleven convenience store chain in Thailand, and we have Advanced Info Service Private Limited, the largest telco in Thailand. The next one will be Siam Cement, which is the largest material industrial conglomerate in Thailand. We have Kasikorn Bank as well, Thailand best domestic bank. We have Gulf Energy, one of Thailand's largest gas-fired powered and renewable energy producer. Next one will be Delta Electronics, right? And this company is in the electronic space, pretty much a beneficiary of the EV space and data centers. Okay, so out of these entire 8, there are only 3 that came into my watch list whereby we could potentially see more upside, and perhaps you could watch them also. So let me just dive into these 3 right away before I actually share with you on how you can actually buy these Thailand stocks. And you don't have to buy the stock that's listed on the Stock Exchange of Thailand. That's too troublesome. You have to do currency conversion and all that. You can actually buy them just like any other normal Singapore stocks. Very easy, alright. You don't have to do any foreign currency conversion and all that, and it's very simple, alright. And I'm sure with you guys how you can quickly do like a currency conversion just to know how much to buy in Singapore dollars if you're buying the SDR. So let's take a look at the first one. That would be Airport of Thailand. Okay, so Airport of Thailand trading at about 60.50 Thai baht right over here, and you can see that I've drawn some very critical price level. This is what I call key support and resistance levels. You can see that for this Airport of Thailand, we have been supported above this very key support since last year December for about 6 to 7 months at that 58 Thai baht. You can see we rebounded from it, we neared it, rebounded. In fact, over the past 1 to 2 weeks, we traded near it and buyers started to come back, and we are starting to see a bit of a rebound from it as well. So this is a very key level, 58 Thai baht, right? So if you want to buy this stock, as I say, you can buy what we call the SDR after doing a quick conversion to Singapore dollars. So for example, Airport of Thailand, it is at 58 Thai baht in terms of this support level. So 58 times 0.037, that is the quick currency conversion from Thai baht to Singapore dollars. It would be about $2.15. So same thing, right? We have this resistance at about 68. You can see we have kind of like been capped below since March, came down right over here. Another time somewhere in May, we sold off again. So that's a very key resistance level at about 68 Thai baht. So 68 converted to Sing dollars, it's about $2.52 Singapore dollars as a resistance. And same thing, I've drawn another resistance level right over here. That would be the 76 Thai baht. You convert it to Singapore dollars, about $2.81, right? So right now, if it does dip to near this 58 Thai baht support level, so we might see a bit of consolidation right over here, and eventually you might start to see a bit of a rebound back up again if the short-term trend were to turn up. So you can see right now that the 20 days moving average, this green line is kind of like sloping down as we have broken down like the 64 support over the past 1 month. Alright, so it's sloping down, but let's assume that this 20 days moving average starts to flatten out and maybe starts to point up like what we saw perhaps over here. Can you see right over here, start to see a bit of a reversal, and that's where it could guide you to get into the short-term reversal all the way back up to that same 68 Thai baht level, right? So that could be kind of like the upside range. Target can be from 58, maybe all the way to 68. You can see about 15 to 16% upside, right? As I say, you can buy what we call the SDR. So how do you do it? Let's dive into the trading platform right now. Okay, so the first stock right here is Airport of Thailand. The stock code is AOT, and that is the one that's listed on the Stock Exchange of Thailand, which you don't want to buy because you can incur foreign currency conversion fees and all that, right? You can actually buy what we call the SDR, Singapore Depository Receipts, which is the second line right here. You can see the name is Airport of Thai. So TH, which means Thai, space TH, SDR, so Thai SDR. So that is the one. The code is TATD, right? TATD, you can see that it is $2.25 Singapore dollars. So you remember, right? We look at the support level is about $2.15. So now prices is a little bit higher, 60.50 Thai baht. So in terms of the price level is 2.25 Singapore dollars. So support is 2.15. So if it does hit to near 215, 216, 218, 220, that is potentially where you could get into right the reversal, to get into right and buy this SDR by taking a position in the SDR, right? Even though you want to participate in the move of the underlying stock that is listed on the Stock Exchange of Thailand. Okay, the second Thailand stock I share with you in this video, that would be Advanced Info Service, right? The underlying listed on the SCT would be ADVANC, right? That would be the code, but say you can buy what we call the SDR. I'll cover that in a bit. So you can see this is Advanced Info Service trading at about 209 Thai baht right over here. So started to see a little bit of a strength coming back. We have found a bit of a bottom near that 195 to 196 level and rebounded. And there is some slight pattern right over here. That's what we call an inverse head and shoulder. This is what we call a left shoulder, a right shoulder, and we have a head right over here. So we have been forming a little bit of an inverse head and shoulder pattern that can potentially lead to a reversal all the way back up if we were to break, I say if we were to break this very key resistance, or what we call a neckline as well. If we look at the inverse head and shoulder pattern, and this level would be this resistance right over here around 212, right? 212 Thai baht. You can see that since February we have been kept below it, came down. Let me just highlight for you. You can see that's where we have since selling coming back over here. You can see selling came back a bit over the past 2 weeks. So 212 Thai baht, right? That is a very key resistance level. If we can break the 212 Thai baht, potentially we may see a bit more upside, and the reversal can continue maybe all the way from 212 to about 225 Thai baht. That would be the previous resistance that we've seen somewhere around October last year, right? So just to convert it to Singapore dollars, for Advanced Info Services, there's a bit of difference in terms of the ratio. So the ratio is like 10 SDR to 1 underlying stock. So in order to do a conversion, it's very simple, same thing. We take like 212, so 212 Thai baht times 0.037, that is the currency conversion rate from Thai baht to Singapore dollars. But now you divided it by 10, because now there's a ratio in terms of like 10 SDR to 1 underlying for this particular SDR, right? So that would be like 78 cents. We have 83 cents as well in terms of resistance at 225 Thai baht. So let me just go ahead to share with you right over here in terms of the platform, how you can do it. So this is Advanced Info Services. You can see, right, 209 Thai baht, and the code is ADVANC. That's the one listed on the Stock Exchange of Thailand. But you can buy the Thai SDR. Look at this, right? AIS space TH, that's for Thai, space SDR. The code is TADD, right? TADD right over here. It is 77 cents, right? 0.77 Singapore dollars, which is correct because you see, right, the resistance at 78, now we are below it, so it is 77 cents. So if we break that 78 cents Singapore dollars, that's potentially where we may see more upside. So this is one of the stocks you can put in your watch list. In fact, we may find a bit of a support maybe right over here. You can see the past 1 month, maybe a bit of a support coming back around the 203 Thai baht, right? So 203, if it does hit to 203 Thai baht, so just do a quick currency conversion. 203 times 0.037 divided by 10, you get the answer. That's the Singapore dollars price, all right? And if it does hit to this Singapore dollars price, right over here in terms of 0.77, hit down a little bit to that support level, that's where you could time your entry to get in to ride the reversal. So the third and final stock I'll share with you today out of this entire 8 Thailand stocks would be this company called Delta Electronics, right? And the underlying, the code is DELTA, Delta, all right? And you can actually buy what we call the SDR. I'll show you guys in a bit, right? So this company is a beneficiary of the EV adoption and data centers and electronics company in Thailand, right? So it's now at about 86.50 Thai baht. So not too bad. Yes, came to our watch list because over the past, I would say 2-3 months since February, we have formed what we call higher lows, right? So a bit of strength coming back with buyers coming out on dips at higher prices. You can see came out, so that's why we could draw what we call an upward sloping channel support line forming higher lows. So that's a sign of strength, and the key here is that we were kept since February below this resistance level, the 80 Thai baht. 80 Thai baht, that's a very key level. We kind of like touched it, came down, we neared it, came back down, but somewhere over the past week, we managed to break above this 80 Thai baht level. Now it's like 86.50, right? So we're still above this 80 Thai baht, which would now be a new support level. So let me just turn this to like green in color because that's a support level. All right, and this 80 Thai baht. So 80 Thai baht, if you convert it to Singapore dollars, very simple, 80 times 0.037, you get about Singapore dollars $2.96. You can see right over here. So let me just change this to be green in color because now 296 would be like a support level, and potential upside can be from 80 Thai baht maybe all the way to around 95 to 96 Thai baht, which is pretty much where we were. A bit of a resistance. You can see support we broke down, resistance level we broke up. So 95 to 96 Thai baht, if you convert it to Singapore dollars, is $3.55, right? Singapore dollars. So that could be the upside on dips to near 80 Thai baht, or on dips to near Singapore dollars 2.96 or $3 Singapore dollars. That's where you could time your entry to get in on the SDR to ride it all the way up. And of course, if the 96 Thai baht or even the 100 Thai baht were to give way as well, upside targets could be revised maybe all the way to like 110 to even 120, right? So that would be Delta Electronics. Some signs of the short-term trend turning up. First, we have broken a key resistance level and now moving to a higher consolidation phase. So that's a sign of strength. That's where you could put this stock in your watch list. So Delta Electronics, you can see on the trading platform, this is the underlying, the code is Delta, DELTA. You can see 86.50 Thai baht. So if you look at the SDR, just one line down, Delta space TH means Thai, right? Space SDR, Singapore Depository Receipts, right? The code is TDED. You can see the price, Singapore dollars, is about $3.20 Singapore dollars. So as I mentioned, right, the support is about $2.96 or maybe $3. So if prices dip to near that $3 level, right now is about $3.20, right? So if it does dip a little bit to near $3, that is where you could time your entry to getting near the support level, better upside, more attractive prices, higher rewards as well, to ride it all the way up, as I mentioned, all the way to like maybe about $3.55 just by buying what we call the SDR. The code is TDED. So there we have it, guys. These are pretty much the top 3 Thailand stock out of this entire 8, whereby you can actually take a positions like any other normal Singapore stocks by buying what we call the SDR. So check it out, go and play around, alright? So to spread a little bit more awareness in partnership with SGX. Just do a quick recap. Airport of Thailand, the first stock, code TATD, the SDR. We have Advanced Info Services, TADD, that's the code of the SDR, 0.77 cents. And we have finally Delta, the code is TDED right over here, right? So these are the 3 SDR, the 3 Thai underlying SDR that you could actually take a position on to ride some of the best Thailand stocks that's listed on the SGX. So if you like this video, guys, go to give me a like, smash the subscribe button as well so that you will not miss out on any videos like this. And if you want to find out a little bit more on the entire strategy, the one good trend strategy that I've been using for many years now, go to attend one of those free webinars that we're still running. The link is right below this video. Click on it, register for it. It's 2 hours long, and I'll share with you guys the entire one good trend strategy and how we have a system as well to guide us on entry and exit. Right, so Joby here. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you soon. Take care.